it was a happy life because I grew up in the farm. My dad was a teacher, but he decided to resign and do farming because I think he figured that he would make more money in farming than teaching. In Africa, it depends which part you come from. But in my case, I was lucky. I was born in a place where they value education for girls. So I did go to school, elementary, for 8 years, 4 years in high school. After high school, 2 years in college. I started working with an non-governmental organization in 2000, and I was working as a secretary. And one of my main work used to be, my boss used to write project proposal to bigger NGOs for funding, and he couldn't write and I could type in the computer. And the things that were explained how people lived in South Sudan was scary. To a certain extent, sometimes I could stop at the middle of typing and go to my boss. It's like, excuse me, sir, does this happen? Things like people stay 3 days, 5 days without food. Some people walked naked just because they could not get clothes. And it really bothered me that I decided at one time when I had my annual leave in 2005, I decided to go to Sudan, where I grew up. It's not like a modern city, but we had everything we needed. Now going there was like, wow, the roads, no tarmac roads. And you could see how people were vulnerable, physically people who don't get right food or enough food. But I was impressed because UN was there. And wherever there is UN, there are people from all over the world. And actually I said, if people from all over the world can survive, why not me? But of course, I couldn't stay there doing nothing. So I decided to start looking for a job. I was lucky. There was one mobile company. Actually, they hired me as a sales manager. So I started working there. I worked for 1 year. But I got another company that wanted to give me, more pay. And I figured it was like a higher job. So I moved on. And in that company, it was a gas company and a garage for repairing vehicles. So I moved there as an assistant manager. And actually while I was there is when I really understood much how the war affected education. We had like 8 security guards because it was the biggest gas station in the whole of the state. And these guys, which should be in a normal life, could be in colleges, finishing high school, they were in elementary, asking me wherever. Actually, after 3 months, 4 months, I used to get a leave. I go to Nairobi for 2 weeks, back to my country. They were asking me, please, Jackie, wherever you go to Nairobi, could you get us some textbooks for elementary? Because now, 2005 is when there was peace agreement between South and North to end the war. So there was peace then. So now kids who had stopped because of the war, they started thinking of going back to school. So I could go and bring, but it really bothered me that, I was not really doing much to help them, because going and bring a few books, the next time a few books, it really came into my mind that the best thing I could help, like most of the students there, as much I will make profit, I need to open up a bookstore. So I decided, and in 2008, I resigned from my job. The money I had saved, I decided to open a bookstore. That's how I did it. In my life, I tend to, if I get a way to promote women more than men, as in girls than boys, because I know girls can make a good impact in life than men. Actually, specifically, if I can talk, having come from Africa, so I couldn't be able to get girls or women that I could employ in South Sudan because literacy level in South Sudan was so low. And then because of the cultural beliefs and practices, girls get married when they are very young. So, and the fact that I wanted girls to work for me, I decided to get girls from Kenya. Kenya, in elementary by then, parents pay school fees. You pay school fees in elementary, high school, and in college. And some of the families, once the girls are educated in elementary and high school, some parents can't afford to pay school fees for college. So I decided to get girls from those families that they have finished high school. The parents can't be able to pay a college fee. So I brought them, I hired them. Then I, in fact, advised them that they open bank accounts, they start saving their money. Then after some years, they can go back to college and do whatever they wanted. So they will be able to support themselves. I would like to pass a message to women, especially those who are empowered to help and motivate the young girls, and especially in the countries or places that girls are denied education rights, and even to discourage the issue of earlier marriages. And if there's a way a woman who is empowered can help other ones to empower others, that will be really good and even encouraging. And apart from even educational rights, women should fight for women's rights, especially education, and even the right to own property. You get, like I can say, in Africa, women mostly, like, they don't have especially right to own property. The issue is like, even now, if parents are giving out property, girls, in most cultures, they don't give girls, it's only boys. But to me, all kids are equal, whether boys or girls. Yeah, so we still, as women, those who are able to fight for the women, they should.